Okay, welcome to Playing Traffic. This has nothing to really do with this episode, but just check this out. You know how you'll notice if I'm in my headquarters, I actually have a lot of I have a lot of wrestling figures. So I'm always up for that. And even getting new ones. I've seen this group of figures coming, and I finally see them in person, and it gets a yikes. Ready for this? So here they are. They're listed around $19. They're listed close to $20. Alexa Grasso. Yeah, it's giving. It's stop it. Really? Yeah. All right. I'm gonna say John Jones. I don't know. On that one, the other ones, no. This is ridiculous. Alex Pereira. The points of articulation that are involved in making figures, they get an F. That's an F, a strong F. So this has been your action figure, whatever you want to call it, review for the day from Mikey Heels. Hey folks, welcome to Playing Traffic. Today's episode is coming from an assortment of areas in Atlanta. Look at this. Yeah, an assortment of, oh baby, yeah. So an assortment of areas in Atlanta, and specifically looking today. Look at this. Holy cow. So I wanted to make an episode of Playing in Traffic of the oldest buildings, and this is going to take a series of episodes of Playing in Traffic, because this is something I really enjoy. So I'm going to protect the privacy of this place here, because I think people are in there. But this is definitely a national landmark, and I'm going to explain why later in the episode. But as you can see right here, this home right here dates back to 1840. Look at the sign. 1840. I'm not going to talk about this later. You can see the address right there. We're going to talk about this later. A lot of the area, like when it comes to older homes and older buildings, you really have to consider the fact that the Civil War really destroyed a lot of the buildings in this area. So the ones, and that one right there in particular, is one that I'm sure is on the historical registry and is being looked after by whoever's in charge of that. Just simply because it's one of the handful, I don't even know the exact number of homes, like pre-Civil War homes, that still are, structurally here. So that's today's episode, folks. We're going to take a little journey. That wasn't a spot to really sit and not, and kind of. There's people. I can tell there's people living inside the house. There's no. I don't sit there and just point my camera at you. That's ridiculous. 1840. That house right there. So yeah, welcome to Playing in Traffic. That was number one. We're going to see at least 3 others. Okay, almost saw a car accident. That would have been really interesting. You're good. As I cross the street, crazy. Yeah, literally impossible to get in a car accident right here, but it was pretty close to happening. But yeah, welcome to Playing in Traffic. The oldest buildings, and we just saw one of them in the Atlanta area. Okay, so the Joseph Willis House, 1840, and that was, the gentleman there was a grist mill owner. So he's one of the earliest pioneers in the area in 1840, and by the time the Civil War happened, there was a major general from the Union Army who's basically had his headquarters in there, and his name was Jacob D. Cox, and they that home recently had a fire in the attic that, based on news accounts, was extinguished pretty quick. Again, they're trying to protect a home like that. They're trying to protect from a historical standpoint, because there's so much that's no longer here in that regard, dated, pre-Civil War, which that home is. And they actually said that home is bomb-proof. So that one of the reasons why it did stay through the Civil War, and one of the reasons why the Union Army used it as a headquarters, was because of the infrastructure of the home itself was, whatever they used, it was bomb-proof. So that's interesting. And that's one of the oldest buildings in the Atlanta area. We're going to see more, and here's another one right here. There's nothing like a brick sidewalk. There really isn't. And then the minute you start seeing this, and this, whew, look at the size of this tree. With a gnome. Up and up, up and away. And here we are at 327 South Paul Avenue. And this, folks, is the home, the birthplace, I want to say, birthplace of Bobby Jones. Bobby Jones, look, first off, probably one of the greatest golfers, with the original Grand Slam golfers, have won all 4 majors in one calendar year. Actually won 13 majors overall in golf. So Lemuel P. Grant Mansion dates back to 1856. And again, this is the birthplace of Bobby Jones. And yeah, I did mention the Grand Slam. That was an interesting Grand Slam because it actually did not involve the winning of the Masters tournament, which is something he co-founded, along with creating Augusta National, helped creating Augusta National. But in 1930, he did win 4 majors. I think it also was a British and U.S. amateur championships, which were part of that Grand Slam. But yeah, we're going to take a wider view of the mansion itself, just for documentation's sake. But and he's buried in Oakland Cemetery, and I have a video, and I'll put the link in the description, being at his grave. And yeah, the one and only birthplace of Bobby Jones. And this place dates back to 1856. Let's take a peek at it again. You could tell, little dated, but look at this. And there we have it. But this block is given, 19th century vibes itself. You wonder how many of these homes are original homes. But we know for certain that this one is one of the oldest buildings in Atlanta. So our next stop here is, I guess you could pause your video and take a read of this. And then right beyond this building, actually in the background, I really wanted to get inside, but I don't think that's going to happen right now. I don't know. This was really hard, real goofy to access this spot right here. But right behind it is the Georgia Freight Railroad Depot, and this building's dated 1869. And I'm going to assume, although it looks like the first floor might still be intact, might even be some original brick there at the bottom. I'm going to post a picture of the interior of this building because it looks awesome. There's some old wrought iron, and you can see right here the Georgia, the entry point. And this is an event center, so they'll do, I'm pretty sure this is closed. I'm pretty sure it's closed. It's locked. Yeah, we can see it's locked. But there it is, the Georgia Railroad Depot. And yeah, this building is definitely dated. And we got some cobblestone over here on the left. And dated all the way back to 1869. But I'm taking a peek around some of these old, look at that. At the top of that. So yeah, it's definitely a dated, some buildings dated area around here. I want to show you another thing. It has not really as related to this. So I've never been here. I see the Olympic reference, but not right there. Atlanta Underground. So I don't even know what this looks like. This used to be. It's hard to say. Doesn't even look like there's enough space for retail. But who knows? Who knows what's going on with it? And there's a place with the exchange. You got some murals. I don't know. If you know the new guy wants to know what the heck this was or is, or maybe this is just ready for this word, a thoroughfare to get across this area. I did notice that you can go downstairs, and here's some retail and stuff and merchants right here. But you can actually go downstairs, but a lot of stuff is gated off. Like you can't get around. So I'll have to look this up. What's going on here? But it says right there, Underground Atlanta, right there. And there's some stores right here. We're gonna shoot some reels. Shoot a couple reels here. It's definitely worthy of that. No, I see a bar. You know, look, if there's not going to be anything, there's going to be at least a bar. And I can see that right here. All right, on to the next. All right, this is honestly the most exciting, and yeah, the most exciting building that I'm checking, and final building for today. This one right here is definitely my favorite, and it's my favorite because there's another one in New York that actually was built about 5 years after this one was built. But as I do a little 180 right here at Peachtree in Auburn, Northeast, you get to see this one and only Flatiron building. Look at that. And I shouldn't say one and only because we do have the one in New York. But this one here in Atlanta was built 1897. And was built 5 years prior to the one in New York City. But that's it. Let's look at it this way too. 11 stories is this one. I'm pretty sure, and you know what? I'll have to put a link in the description because I did visit the one in New York City. But this is the Flatiron Building in Atlanta, 1897. One of the things I noticed, well, this is again historically is a protected building. And the Evander Holyfield statue that I always check out when I go to State Farm Arena, that was originally supposed to be around here somewhere, around this building. But anyway, this is it right here. 1897 was when this one was built. The Flatiron Building in Atlanta. Are you kidding? God, that is outrageous. I can't get away from licensed music. Yo, so I'm heading back to the car today, and these streets are busy. So I just went to Gus's. So I got this drink in one hand, and Ray here, this guy right here, I'm like rolling across the street, and he's just like, yo, like, and I went, man. I go, I'm stopping. So
like, how do you do that?
Very careful. It's very careful. It's very careful. I appreciate you, though, man. I appreciate your energy. You look, and he's out. Yo, check it out. He got a great seat, but yo, it's hot out here.
Yes, 1,000 degrees.
What, yo? What do you do? What do you do for a living?
So we're the ambassadors, and we help the unhoused. Make sure that they have places to live, places to go.
Oh, and, nice. Okay.
And, just kind of keep them out of trouble, and then also give direction whenever anybody needs it.
That's awesome.
Right here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Y'all.
And he's doing it. He got my attention. I went by. I went,
come on down.
I'm not going to be rude and just keep on riding. I was like, oh, all right, yeah.
That's nice.
Nah, man. Yeah, you caught the old man flying by. You know what I mean?
And I'm 43. I can't believe it. That's why I was like, he is the man.
I'm the real old man stats. But there's older. Thank God there's older.
Man.
Yo, dude, we are below one of the biggest buildings in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But the Peachtree building is right above us, and man, that thing is a piece of work. I'm gonna ask Ray how long you been in the area.
Now I've been here all my life. I'm born and raised.
Okay.
And we also got another big building on down on North Avenue. It's the tallest building.
Is that the truest?
It's not the truest. It's 600. Go all the way down. You won't miss it next door to Emory.
Because you're gonna be embarrassed to know that I recently did the four tallest buildings in Atlanta. I actually did a video of it.
Wow.
And I'm trying to Bank America.
I believe.
I know
that's
that's
what
a tall
it
one.
is.
Yeah.
Now, it is pretty tall too.
Yeah, yo, that's a thing. But anyway, yeah,
I
man.
just had to let you know, Mike.
Bro, I appreciate you, man.
Brother,
I appreciate
and keep doing your thing.
Yeah, I appreciate
hear
you,
me?
man.
Hey,
I do, loud
y'all
and
stay
clear.
good, you too.
Loud
You
and
heard
clear.
me. Be safe
You
out
heard
there.
right. You heard right. If you
Yes.
need help, you come right here.
You come right on
Andrew
down.
Young International. He's in this cool looking booth.
Yeah, you out.
Yeah, he will. He'll help
Make
you
sure
out.
you get to where you need to go.
All right, my man. Have a good
Love,
day.
man.
Appreciate
you. Too, brother. Stay safe on that.
We'll do.
thing.
We'll do. All right, so we're going to close this video out right here, right down the street from the Weston Peachtree. Look at this piece. Look how tall. I'm going to close this one out right here and say the following. As we just heard from Ray, I'm going to stop. Ray had a lot of energy, and I'm like, yo, Let me stop and say hi as I roam around the streets of Atlanta. Again, closing out this video of the what amounted to 4 of the oldest buildings in Atlanta. And believe me, I'm going to revisit this on a scheduled basis on my channel. But folks, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. I hope things are cooling off. Oh, look at this. I didn't even know. See, now I know where I'm at. You know, the Philly guy down here. Now I know where I'm at. That's it. Watch this. So we got the Peachtree, and then you slide the camera over here, and there go the Ferris wheel, and you know, right to the left of that, and further in that direction would be Centennial Park. So, yeah, folks, you have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and I will see you next episode. Imagine being up there right now. That would be kind of cool. It's got a really good viewpoint, and there's people down there saying, hey, yo, why is that guy filming us? And just because.